Well, we are back, huh? We're back at the 9 Club, everybody. Today we got a special guest.
Did you say special in French?
Oh,
Spécial.
that's easy. We got a spécial.
There you go. Perfect.
Right. Today we got a spécial guest, Mr. Bastien Salabanzi.
Thanks for having me, man.
Dude, thank you so
Honor
much
being
for
here.
coming. Oh, bro, it's an honor for us to have you here.
Dude,
His
I'm
name
hyped.
rolls
I'm
off your
happy.
tongue.
Yeah, I know. Bastien Salabanzi. Huh? Is that how you
Great,
pronounce it, though?
That's it.
That's it.
You said it great. Man.
Okay. Big fan, man. Thank you so
of
much.
us.
Oh my God. We were just talking. We were just talking before the show about, I always liked these certain tricks that you used to do, and I'm sure like other people were like, oh, kickflip front board down 16 and all, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. But I always liked the ones of you skating the Barcelona spot, the Euro gap down into the Euro gap.
Yep.
I always loved those tricks that you were doing in there, man.
You talk about the tricks in the Lord's video. They don't give a fuck about us.
I think so, but I think you also had some stuff in
the real
Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, the real
yeah. Oh, I don't know why. I always like that spot.
Yeah, this spot is awesome. Dude.
It's great, huh?
It's harder to skate than it looks like.
Yeah,
when
it
you
looks
actually
kinda
get there,
sketchy.
you're like, whoa, it's actually gnarlier than it looks like on videos, but it's a sick
It still
spot.
looks gnarly on video.
Was it pretty steep?
Yeah, it's a little steep, and the gap, the hole in between, is not that tiny. Like you can't go super slow at it, and then you have like a kind of a gutter that's bent inside out. So when you're about to pop, you definitely see the gutter at the bottom. So it messes with your mind. So to commit, it takes a little bit of time, to get used to that spot.
I like that he's worried about a little gutter, but he's kickflip from boarding like 16 stair handrail. It's like, where are you looking when you're doing a kickflip front board? Like, where are you? What are you? Where are you looking at? Like,
you look at the spot where you want your board to land.
and where is that? Like halfway?
No, because that
More.
would mean you go full speed. No, you go slow at it. You go slow.
Oh.
At it. Because that rail in SF you're talking about is
Sure.
kind of low, so you don't
the
go
Opera House
fast
one?
at all.
Oh.
That
yeah.
thing's gnarly.
But it took me. It was a battle for the mind, I
yeah,
was like,
yeah.
but also I didn't want to stop in front of it too many times because the more you stop, the more you start overthinking everything.
Madness.
So at one point, I stopped like about 2 or 3 times in front of it, and I was like, all right, like we put like pieces of plywood on the ground so it was perfectly smooth.
Okay.
So I turn around, I'm like, all right, if I do a kickflip bolts, I'm turning around and I don't stop. I push,
On
kickflip.
flat ground.
Yes. I push, kickflip bolts. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right. I turn around, do the first try, kickflip front board.
That was-
Nothing happened. I landed, slid,
Okay.
and the board flew away, and I instantly knew I could do it.
But it's that first try.
Wow.
It's always the hardest.
It's always the hardest.
How many tries did it take you?
About five tries.
And then you made it down
Jeez.
every time?
Yes.
Oh my
I never messed the kickflip.
That would be a disaster.
That was my goal. Just go home
Yeah,
safe.
don't sack that thing.
Plus, it's kind of weird because you drive from Huntington Beach to San Francisco to
Sure.
skate that spot.
Right.
So you
Did you
have
go
to
straight
build
there?
that. We probably skated all the spot before. Like you might remember frontside tailslide fakie on a steep like black rail that was in SF too.
Oh.
Yeah.
But that's what I had in mind. We were almost finishing the Sorry video, and I did a lot of kickflip from board in that area, and I really want a sick one.
Right.
That rail. I was more comfortable skating lower rail, that really tall one at that
Okay.
age. So I knew that height was perfect for me.
How old were you?
About 15 years old.
15
my
years old.
God,
That's amazing.
dude.
When did you get on flip? At 14?
I was very young.
12?
They started to hook me up when I was about 13, 14. And then I started traveling. I went to Jeff's house to really meet the dudes. First
Okay.
time really skating with those dudes when I was about 14, barely 15, not even. Like my mom literally like wrote a note that like Jeff was my legal guardian and all
That's
this.
what you have to do.
Really?
Yeah.
Insane, because if tomorrow my kid is like that, I'm going to whatever South Africa and meeting that dude that you never met.
Right.
Write me a letter. I'll be like, yo, I don't know about that. What's up with
That's
that dude?
insane, right?
Yeah, no, my mom was amazing. On
Yeah.
that.
So they were supportive. I mean, you're 15 years old.
Completely.
You know what I mean? Like, but you started skating at like what, 9 years old?
9 years old, yeah, in South of France. But back then I was doing a lot of team sports, a lot of activities. Like I tell my my friends, like if like I guess back then my mom could tell that I was responsible enough, or I had my head on my shoulder enough that
Right.
like she could trust me being so far away from her, but still kind of be doing positive, and she could
Yeah.
see that skateboarding was what I loved to do. Like all the sports, all the activity I did back then instantly I had to put it aside and focus on skateboard because that's what I love to do. And my mom knew that was my dream, and she was so happy for me. Plus, from an early age, like local skate shops or people like that talked to my mom and were like, yo, you know, like your son really has a
talent.
I don't know about ability or something, but yeah, he's learning tricks really fast. And yeah, like we want to hook him up with stuff, free stuff from the shop. So she was like, wait, like, is he good? Like, wait, what?
Yeah, like, is this even a thing? Like, what's good? Yeah,
exactly. No, dude, trust me, getting free product for the first time was like a Christmas for me and my brother. It was unbelievable.
Oh, so your brother skates too?
Yeah, we started together.
Okay.
Yeah, Augustin and me. Yeah.
Older brother, younger brother?
Yeah, I'm the youngest. I have a brother that's 3 years older than me and one that's 7 years older.
Okay.
And so I started skating with Augustin, who is 3 years older than me.
Were they getting sponsored and stuff too, or were you just kind of going fast?
No. I mean, you know what? My brother is actually really good on the skateboard. You know, he's really good. But you know, once we started skating with like the first year when I skated, I didn't even know there was like ollie or grind or nothing. I really grew up in a small town where there was no skate shop, nothing. So I had zero influence. I just had fun cruising on my board all day long. If I saw 2 little stairs, I'd just go full speed, kind of put my weight in the back and jump.
Right.
To me, that was the shit. You know
For
what
the
I mean?
best, yeah.
And then I moved to a bigger city and I actually witnessed like a squad of skaters just flipping their board, grinding the ledges. And with my brother, we were like, yo, like, look at those guys. It was the most
Like,
awesome
you didn't
thing
even know that was possible.
Yeah, it was a wake-up call. I knew the ollie, but any of the tricks, I've never witnessed him live, you know? And those guys were like nice enough to just take us under our wings. Yo, we got another spot up there. Like, come with us. Wow. And then that's when everything just started for me. Like, I'm like, this is what I want to do. Like, skateboarding is my thing.
Wow. What sports were you playing before? Like soccer and stuff?
I was doing a lot of handball. Handball is like a German sport. It's like a smaller ball than like volleyball.
You hit it against a wall.
No, it's like you have like small cage, kind of like soccer cage, like soccer goals.
Okay.
But kind of smaller. And you dribble the ball like basketball, but you can do three steps once you don't dribble anymore. And so you jump with your left foot. Usually you go like 1, 2, 3. You hold the ball, 3 step. You jump, and then you score goals with your arm.
Oh, why come I've never really heard of this? So you dribble.
It's big in Europe, but in America, I don't think that it's a really.
And you played on a court, like you
played on a basketball surface, yeah.
What? Yeah,
so what you have a zone and everything where the goalkeeper is. And you can't step inside it.
Okay.
So you basically like pass the ball to the teammates, and then once you're open, you'll have like the defense in your back. So it's pretty physical sport for sure. Oh. When you're young, there is not that much contact. It's more like everybody spread out on the floor.
So it's like a hybrid between basketball and soccer almost?
Yeah, and almost football too.
Almost like what's the sport where you have like that
cricket,
lacrosse, highlight,
where you score like you have like a net.
Yeah, on the ball. Yeah,
let's say it's like a kind of cross, but you use your hand to score goals.
Huh? Were you good?
I was good. I was really good. Yeah. I really loved it. Like I did a lot of tournaments. I was like really good.
You were into it.
Yeah, super into it.
But then skating just took over.
Yeah, that was it. I just gave up everything. That's what I wanted to do.
So now you meet up with this big crew. How did you get your first board?
Man, I was snowboarding in the mountains when I was about 8, 9 years old, and then we were coming back to the hotel, and then 2 skaters just cruised by me. I was like, okay, what's going on? And then that dude smacked the ollie on the ground, like about 5 feet away from me. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. Yeah, as soon as we came back to town, I'm like, Mom, I want to skateboard. And she bought me like a piece of crap that you couldn't even skate, you know, from like from Target or whatever, typical that, you know, when the parents don't know.
Yeah.
And I quickly figured out that you couldn't really do much with it, and then I actually ordered like a proper board on like there was no skate shop, so I had to like through like a sport like skate shop kind of catalog. I ordered a board, and it was normally supposed to be like a classic shape, but then when the box came in my house, it was like a fish shape. Huge Steve Caballero with like 58 on. And I opened the box. I was like, oh shit. Like, what the fuck? But that's all I had. So I skated that for a year straight. I went everywhere with it.
Sounds like they were sending that one to Raj. Yeah. And you got the wrong one.
Imagine like little like kid, 8 years old with a big fish 59 on. Like, but I cruised with it all year long, dude.
Wow.
I even have a photo with me in my bed sleeping with my board because I was so high.
You were another day.
Yeah.
Some people come on the show.
Too.
Yeah, Paul Rodriguez slept with his board.
I'm not surprised. I did exactly the same.
No way.
Yeah. I know it sounds kind of sus, but I slept with my
No,
board.
no, it's fine. It's fine. It's just like, it's amazing to me because I think I used to just put mine in the garage.
I wanted mine close by.
Close by.
Yeah.
And then what was it? Do you remember your first like real board where you're like, this is like the shit?
Yes. My first real board, we went to the skate shop with my mom and I saw this really dope, like blind Lavar McBride board, Geisha. And I was like, yo, this is the board I want right there. I loved it. I was really into Lavar McBride because you always have like an OG skater in a skate shop that knows a little bit more than anybody around, and he used to call me Little Lavar. I had short hair, I was tiny, I was like, who is Lavar McBride? Like, he's calling me Little Lavar, but I don't know him.
That's a compliment, too.
Huge compliment.
Yes, and I found out about Lavar, and then I actually saw his board in the wall on the skate shop. I'm like, this is for me. This is mine. Like, this is mine. Yeah, and I bought that board.
They call me Lavar. I'm going to ride Lavar's board.
Yeah.
But you had seen videos of him at that point. You knew who he was at that point, or he was just another name.
He said he didn't know who he was.
No, when he used to call me Little Lavar, I didn't know. And then I watched videos like old school 411, stuff like that. I found out about the 20-shot sequence, the trilogy video, and I was like, yo, this guy is amazing.
And then you got his board.
Him. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Marathon lines.
Marathon line.
Yeah.
Dude, so good. Oh my God.
Yeah, Lavar was a huge inspiration to me, man.
You had a bunch of marathon lines too. I was skating like Machpa and shit like that.
Yeah. I don't know if I did as many tricks as Lavar, but I tried.
So he was one of your favorite skaters growing up.
Absolutely.
Any other favorite skaters?
For sure. I was super into Karim Campbell.
Yeah.
I was super into, obviously when I first saw the mouse video, it was a slap in the face, the first video, you're going to laugh because you probably know exactly, was a really old school New Deal video with like René Mathisen and guys like that.
Yeah.
And with my brother, we're like, dude, like those guys are so good. Like that's what we want to do. Like that's the next step. And then we watched like the mouse video and just the way it was edited, the music, really everybody had their own style, their own flavor, and we were like, yo, this was our Bible when we grew up, man. So yeah, Costin, Garmayano, to me they're like they're not human,
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know. So you liked like the World Camp. You were a fan of like the World Blind World, like all that.
Yeah,
all
101,
that
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
Yeah. 16 Skateboard was my first sponsor where they really just send me boxes of boards, just full hooked up, like insane, I used to have boards, a few one from a skate shop, but receiving like 10 brand new boards with grip tape, wheels, and everything you can imagine, like, was the first time. Me and my brother used to open the package, just turn it upside down, see all the stuff falling. We're like, we made it, bro. Because we didn't have nothing.
Right.
So, dude, it was the best thing, man. Like,
that's awesome.
Just seeing my brother setting up a brand new board every time I receive a package felt so good. Or just going to the spot with like brand new wheels, brand new board.
It's the best,
like,
right?
It's the best thing.
Because also too, back then the World Industries dudes would all ride brand new shit all the time. Crispy wheels, crispy boards. Like I remember I was always like, I gotta ride the new shit.
Yeah, plus you don't realize how like great it feels to actually pop with a brand new board. Like you used to change the board every like 6 months, 7 months, and then all of a sudden you receive like 10 boards every 2 months. So your board hit a wall or something. I might have to change.
Yep.
Totally. And where was the 16 skateboards? Where was that from?
Southern California.
Oh, were they?
Yeah,
you remember that?
They're
I don't remember
they're like a
16
down
skateboards.
branch from Invisible. You remember Invisible?
I know Invisible.
All the young kids.
No, I know.
were on
Okay, I don't know. I don't know.
Jared wrote for him.
I thought that he wrote for like Termite. No.
No.
How did they get a hold of you? How did you get hooked up with them?
Well, I did a contest in Marseille. And it was a Vans Warp Tour. And back then, I just thought it was a regular contest. But actually, the winner of the contest was sent to Ventura, California to represent the country which he won the stop from. So I'm like 12 years old. I'm skating a contest in France, missing school.
Yeah.
Next thing I know, I win. And the dude is like, oh, by the way, like in October, you're going to California, Ventura to skate the final amateur. I was like, what? Like, I'm going to America? No way. And then so in October, me and my brother, because I was so young, my mom was like, yo, you're living with your brother. You're not going alone.
Right.
We went to Ventura, amazing trip, bro. Like, only thing that was kind of crazy, like I came from a small city, and when they picked us up from the airport, it probably took us about, to me, I don't know if I couldn't wait to get there or whatnot, but to me, it felt like eternity to get to Ventura Hotel. It felt like 5 hours or something.
Right.
I mean, we flew for 14 hours. Then we got picked up by the Vance van, and then we drive for 5 hours to get there. So I was super excited, but it took forever, and I was like, yo, when are we getting there? I was so excited. And I ended up second at that contest. Billy Rohan won the contest, and I ended up second.
Wow.
It was no age. I was against dudes that were like 20 years old, and I was like just a little shrimp in the middle of the skate park, like it was crazy. And then Rodney, which was the team manager of 16 at the time, saw me skate. He's like, yo, like Vance already hooked me up a little bit, sent me packages. And then, I didn't have anything going on with boards. And Rodney was like, yo, we would love to help you out. Willie Santos he saw me there. He had a clothing brand called True.
Okay.
And so once I came back in France, I was hooked up with shoes, with boards through 16, and then clothes with True Clothing. And then at that time, kind of in that era, Karim Campbell kind of heard of me and started sending me action shoes too. So
Damn, dude.
That's crazy.
It was an insane era for me. Yeah.
You were like the most popular kid on the block.
I felt like it.
Well, did you skate the mini boards, or did you skate like actual? Because didn't they make like small boards?
I skated the smaller boards at first, but I quickly felt more comfortable on regular shape. But I started skating. I loved it, man, because when you back then I couldn't tray flip on flat, but I could tray flip off like a little sidewalk or 2 stairs, because I didn't have the power to throw it. So those mini boards really helped actually.
Sick, dude.
Nowadays it's completely normal to see small kids with a mini board at the shop at the skate park, but back when we were skating, almost nobody made boards for kids, so you had to just skate whatever. But since I started with a big fish board with 59, once I put regular shape board with 50 mil, felt like a toothpick to me too.
You may have come up with the answer. Start all these kids off with these
big heavy boards.
Yeah, with a big old Caballero. And then in a year switch them over, and
you'll have Chego Lemos pop after 6 months.
Dude, that's why I think Cater is going to have gnarly strength when he gets older, because he's riding those 9-inch boards.
That's right. What size board do you ride right now?
I used to skate 8.2 and a half, but now I'm back to 8.
Why the switch? If you just feel more comfortable on 8, or 8.2 is too big?
I used to skate 8.2 and a half when I skated with Flip, and we used to skate a lot of big spot, big gap, big rails, and I don't know. I felt like more stable, more comfortable skating big spot with those big boards. Once you catch the trick, the board doesn't move under your feet.
Right.
But then I started to take some time off a little bit, and then when I came on my board again, I set up an 8 and actually felt right. Like 8.2 and a half was a little bit big.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When you were skating for Flip during the Sorry days, you were skating 825?
825 at 14, 15. Yeah.
Jeez, dude. That was not a normal size back then.
Yeah.
Everyone was skating 775s and stuff.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. 8 was huge.
An Appleyard board, I think it's like a 7.8 or something like that, or even smaller.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, 8.2 and a half, man. It used to be called the F21, the perfect, really flat top, nose tail, really perfect. 8.2 and a half, that's all I skated all my career for Flip.
Interesting.
Wow.
Well, so, because you just said you got on Flip around 14, you started getting hooked up by Flip.
Yeah.
You're already 12, getting hooked up by 16. What happened in those 2 years? Were you getting hooked up by 16 the whole time, and then went over to Flip? How did Flip come in the picture?
Because once I skated for 16 for a little bit, and started to do a little more contest in Europe, contest in France and stuff like that. And I believe that Rune Glifberg was in one of the events that I skated at. I didn't even know that he was there. And then after that event, I got a phone call from Jeremy Fox. Didn't know who he was. And he was like, man, I represent Flip Skateboard, and we would love to start sending you boards and everything. I knew Flip Skateboard.
You knew Flip.
I knew Flip Skateboard. So I was like, yo, this is crazy.
This is
great. I felt like, no disrespect to 16, but I felt like he was such a step higher or closer to what I dreamed of. that I just had to go for it. So
That was the top almost.
Oh
at
my
that
God.
Point. It's like going from 16 to straight to the top.
yeah, no, absolutely. I couldn't believe it. And so they started slowly by sending me packages and boards and stuff like that. Same thing, man. When you first receive your flip package, you open it. It feels really special. Really special.
Totally. Especially across the world.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You're in the small town. You still living in the small town at that point too?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Same city. Yeah, no, I could remember like it was yesterday buying a board and really taking care of it because you're going to have it for a while to like receiving like 15 boards every month from Flip Skateboard, bro.
Crazy.
So it was insane.
Wow.
So I did that for about a year. Skated I was not even a flow team. Like, I don't even know it was official at all. They just wanted to hook me up.
Sure.
And then, shortly after that, they're like, yo, what would you think, like, first they had a trip in France where we actually filmed a couple of stuff for the story video, like the line switch heel up the two, kickflip front board down the rail, those tricks on the marble plaza. That was my first time meeting the flip dudes, first time skating with Tom, with all those dudes. So I was like,
that's heavy.
Yeah,
crazy. Like they're in my country coming and like I gotta skate so good.
Right.
Like I was like pumped, like, yo, I gotta show them I got this.
Crazy.
Did you know French Fred at all at that point? Or was it
No.
just first time meeting everyone?
Yeah, first time meeting everybody.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
It was so fun, man. It was so fun. And then after Paris, we went down to South. Like Tom had like a mini ramp, like in
the barn.
Yes, in the middle of nowhere, south of Bordeaux. So we traveled down there. I was like, dude, I'm staying at Tom Penny's house. We used to sleep on the floor of the mini ramp with like sleeping bags and shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, I couldn't believe. I woke up probably like 6 a.m. because I was so excited.
pumped,
I couldn't sleep. Yeah, it was crazy, man. I looked and there's like Tom Penny here and Bulala and Jeff. And
Wow.
Young Arto. It was insane back then, man.
What were your brothers saying? What was your, like, what are all the people around you? Are they just tripping?
Like, I know that my big brother was extremely proud. Like, he always grew up in like, he's very influenced by sports, very influenced by all that, like performance and all that. He's a really good rugby player.
Oh, wow.
So he compete in kind of a high level. So to me, that was always like, I looked up to him, you know?
Okay.
And now, yeah, we can talk about it like freely, that like he's super proud of me.
Sick.
And, back then he was like, yo, what happening to him is just amazing. But you have to imagine when you're like 14, everything happens so quick that to you don't have you can't really take a step back and look the bigger picture. Like I was so headfirst into it that like, you don't actually realize how insane it is what's going on. You just embrace each moment and enjoy everything. But I think it takes a couple of years to be like, whoa, actually, like I was with those dudes back then in that era. We accomplished this much. It's like same thing when people tell me about the Sorry video, the impact that video had on their skating or growing up or whatnot. I never realized that making the video, even being at the premiere and seeing the video, I never realized it because as soon as we finished that video, 3 months, 4 months later, we were like, all right, we're making the really Sorry. So you're like, all right, this is done.
Right.
We're already looking so
on.
much forward.
Yeah.
So it takes time to realize things you do.
Oh my God. I'll even sometimes right now look back at stuff and I'll be like, that's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, you're so involved that you're just looking straight
You're just
ahead.
going.
Yeah.
Right.
And people ask you like, what was that like? You're like, dude, I don't know. I was just living.
You were just skating and just,
It was you were just in the moment and you weren't thinking about what. I know exactly what you're.
Well, because
Yeah.
it becomes normal after a while. You know what I mean? You said you're in Tom Penny's barn, but then later on, it just becomes normal. It
Yeah.
becomes an everyday thing.
Yeah.
You
You don't
know?
realize how special it really is.
Sure.
You look back on it.
Oh my
Absolutely.
God. So what happened in his barn? Huh? Did you do any magical shit or what's going? Because everybody's got a Tom Penny story. I feel like everybody's got this magical Tom Penny story that probably nobody else will ever believe.
Well, if I can tell you like a Tom Penny story that really struck me when I was a kid was the fact that I realized very quickly watching him skate, that in his mind, when he's skating, there is no, what if I bail my tricks?
Okay.
When he's about to do a trick, his body language, everything is going to be exactly as if everything's going to be all right.
Yeah.
I never see him like throw a tricks and then mid-air be like, nah, that's not the one.
Right.
Like, so one time we were skating This double set, sorry Tom, but I gotta say that. What, you know the double set where I do backside flip in the sorry video? It's like kind of a big like five flat six or something like that. First time going skate there, I look up, I'm like, yo, this thing is big. Like, it's big. And I see Tom like the run up is super long, as much as you want.
Okay.
And he's like literally like probably 100 meter, like so far away.
Okay.
And he comes on like full speed, just push. I'm like, what the hell? Like he's going so fast. And he just throw a kick flip. But as soon as he pop and flick it, I can see that the board is too far from his feet. He's never gonna make it. Like he's gotta kick the board. But I wait. He's not kicking the board. He's waiting for it. Like that's the one. and then he doesn't change his stance. He just land on the ground and then just smashes the ground like potato bag. I was like, whoa, like no way. Like I could not believe that he didn't just like stabilize himself or like change his plan. He was like, shoom, I got this.
He's like, I don't have it, but I'm just
And that was always like this with him. Like when he throw tricks, his body is always waiting for the perfect catch. So that's why like he make it look so easy, because he's always throwing his tricks and then just waiting for the board to come right back to his feet. But sometimes it doesn't work out.
I bet his falls look graceful too, dude. He's like
that one didn't look that graceful. That one was heavy. But no, he took it like a man, dude. He took it like a man.
Legend.
That must have been crazy on those trips. You guys skated some big stuff, dude.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Especially, you know what? Like Geoff Rowley really helped me. Because back then you skate like rails past like 6 stairs for the first time of your life. I remember going to UCLA University. Those rails where Heath Kitchard backside nose blend that. Dude, the biggest...
you at UCI, you mean?
UCI, yeah. Those like kind of thin square rails.
Ones, yeah.
Jeff bring me there. There was Ed Templeton, Arto, and Jeff. This is my first street session with those guys back in Huntington Beach after my mom sent me to Jeff's house.
Okay.
So I'm already super pumped. Like, yo, this is Ed Templeton. Yo, this is Arto. Like, that's Jeff. That's insane. And I never skated a big rail except like park rails. And I get there, I walk, like the rail is literally like up to my shoulder. When I walk to it, I look how long it is. I'm like, yo, if I ollie and hit my nose on the rail, I have the time to sack like 3 times by the time I was like, Jeff is crazy. And then I see Ed Templeton just pushing super mellow, like if he's about to like just look at it. And then just like 50-50 first try. Then like Arto frontside board slide, Jeff no slide. I'm thinking, what the hell am I doing here? Like those guys are skating this spot like it's a mani pad.
Yeah,
they don't even warm up. They're actually warming up on this spot.
Yeah.
And that's why it was a huge slap on the face. I'm like, how can they actually commit straight away onto a spot where you cannot do a mistake?
Right.
And then Jeff was like, that's what skateboarding is about. Like your fear, your like negative thoughts that you have in your back of your mind. That's what you have to control. That's the battle. And I never heard that side of skateboarding. Like, what do you mean mental? Like it's a game. Like what do you mean you're scared? Being scared is like a fun part.
Right.
So I was like, oh my God. So actually he is feeling a little bit of fear, but he makes it look like if it's nothing because he mastered it. And so skating with Jeff was a big lesson of like, you're about to jump on it, but you're like, I know I'm scared. It's normal. It's part of skating. And if I want my level to go up, this is something I'm going to have to control, to deal with, to master. And Jeff really helped me because he was someone that like in the morning he wasn't like we're going skate. He's like we're going on a mission. And you could tell on his face, like the straighter his face looked like, the earlier you knew the spot was gonna be, because he was ready like a war, dude. He was going in like for war, dude.
Did that intimidate you at all, or were you down for the war?
Well, man, like the first week, like you're still jet lagged, you're excited, and you're like, yo, I don't feel like going for war right now, man. Like, I just want to get used to what's going on.
Yeah.
But then, you know, once I heard we were filming for a video part, and I saw the
level.
Yeah, like the average things they're doing. Dude, trust me, I don't know what I was thinking at night, but I was like, you gotta get your shit together. Like, I want my part to be dope.
Of course. I mean, look at the team.
Yeah. I know, but like imagine a little bit the pressure. You're 15 years old. You got, I'm gonna have a video part with Tom. With that was crazy.
But obviously, go ahead.
Doing the first flip video.
It was a highly anticipated video.
Oh my God!
People were talking about that for at least 2 years or a year or something.
But obviously, they had the confidence in you to come out with the video part alongside of them.
Honestly,
you know what I mean?
I don't know what they saw in me truly.
Yeah.
To be like, yo, you're like 14, but we're gonna give you your part in the video.
Was that like your first
They
part,
saw
pretty
something.
much?
Yeah, that was my first real part. I had a video part in like a small French video called The Puzzle before, but
yeah.
actually like a board company video part. That was my first.
Wow. That was awesome. A great video
Oh my
part.
god! Come on, bro.
Dude, you know what I loved
That's
about that
insane.
part is like some of this stuff was so gnarly for like everyone did gnarly stuff, but you were really good at doing gnarly stuff, but you'd bring it back and skate ledges and manual pads and then go back to skating some gnarly stuff.
Yeah, the good mix.
Yeah.
It was such a good mix that I could totally relate to what was going on. And it was crazy to see a young kid like that doing all that stuff.
That's
Oh,
true,
thanks,
because
bro.
sometimes you can't
That means a
relate to
lot.
these just hand round. You get overloaded when you don't. Like a person like me and Kelly did
yeah,
Raj.
it's like
we
after
don't-
the Mega Ramp part almost.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
see what you mean. Yeah.
It's very diverse in the street realm of
Yeah.
like skating every little obstacle, you know?
Like honestly, the like one the biggest compliment, because like I told you, you make the part and like you're so into it that you don't really stop and take a second to be like, yo, yesterday I just did that trick, that was
Right.
cool, that was the first time I skated that spot. I was just like, okay, the clip's done, what's next for my video part? And then my brother Augustin, which I started skating with, I was with him at one premiere of the Sorry video, and then after we were done watching the video, he looked at me, he's like, after my part, he's like, yo, I can't believe I just watched, that was you on the screen skating.
Really?
Yeah, and that really was like, what do you mean? Like, we started skating together, but he's like, you did some shit that, like, to me, that was not my little brother on the screen. Like, what the
Wow.
hell happened to you, bro?
Yeah, he became a superstar.
That's when
That's
I understood, like,
crazy.
well, my level skating with Geoff and those dudes, my level really took, like, that jump where even my brother was like, bro, what? Like, what?
What?
Like, what are you doing?
But
Yeah,
dude,
who are you?
You skated with such confidence in that part, dude. You stomped every trick and you were going so damn fast.
yeah.
Like it was crazy to watch a little kid be that fucking on point, you know?
Yeah, just all bolts.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was so sick, dude. Thank you for doing that.
Thanks, man. James. That means a lot. That means a lot, man.
And it was tight because I like seeing people now doing the kickflip pretzel stuff.
Yeah,
You were
I
like
see
the
that.
first one to ever really do that.
Yeah, but by the way, I gotta give credit. I didn't invent that. Like one skater from Marseille
Oh, really?
called Rat Boy. He's the first dude I saw do kickflip with pretzel.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, that looks kind of fun. And then I tried it. I kind of like was able to do it. And one time we were at the Dome, and I just threw it down some 3 stairs, and then.
It would just
Since
went
the
crazy.
story was a big video, people
Yeah.
really saw that trick from me, but I didn't make that trick.
no, Rat Boy.
Rat Boy did
Rat
it
Boy. Rat Boy.
from Marseille.
Did any of you guys go to the premiere other than Bastien? Obviously, did you guys?
I didn't go to the premiere. No.
I
Okay.
went to that and I was like, holy fuck, that was an overload.
Yeah.
That was such a cool premiere.
It was kind of crazy because when they're doing the edit of the video, they're like, it was kind of in that Minig-Matty era, kind of.
Sure.
And they're like, yo, we're going to make a video with 0 slow-mo in the video. I was like, really? Even for the like really good stuff?
Yeah.
No slow-mo in the video.
That Geoff Rowley call.
I was like, Geoff and Fred.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's going to be overwhelming. Like 40 minutes of like tricks. That's pretty gnarly, man. But, actually that video was good.
Yeah. No,
But there were slow
it was
mo,
really
really,
good.
didn't they?
Yeah, but barely, man. Not many.
And your part there was, I remember that.
Oh, I mean, Minig-Matty, like, was way slow-mo and stuff.
Oh, there was a lot of it.
Yeah.
Were you filming a lot at the same time when Minig-Matty was going on? Were you like on the same missions?
No.
Because I felt like you guys skated the same spots or anything like similar spots, but I didn't know if French Fred was skating.
No, I was not skating with the S squad or like we didn't. No, they're really doing their project on their own. We're not
Right.
with those guys.
So 3 months later, you start filming for Really Sorry.
Yeah, really quick, man. Like
Really quick.
The first premiere was in Tokyo. We came home after those premiere tours. I remember, man, we're not like, yeah, let's party. We just made a sick video.
You didn't even get to enjoy it, almost.
Not at all.
Yeah.
But you know what? It was kind of good because it was really good to not lose that momentum, you
Yeah,
know?
sure.
Because I was so inspired, so motivated from skating with this
And
squad.
you're young.
Absolutely, man. Like back then, I could skate a big spot, and next day, what are we doing?
Right.
Let's skate again.
Yeah.
like
yeah.
nothing.
Which
So,
war are we going to do today?
Yeah, absolutely.
What happened when the Sorry video came out? What happened? Like, did your career just go to some next level? Did you get new shoe sponsors, or did you go pro right then? Or
Yes, after the Sorry video came out, I went to to the flip warehouse, and then I was just checking some boards that I wanted to grab or whatnot, and then Geoff and Jeremy Fox and Ian Deacon, they're like, hey, you should check that board out right here. And then I'm turning it around, and then like it's the pixel board with the gold one with the piece and the B on the thing. First pro board for flip. I was like,
wow,
That's tight.
I was in shock, man. I was in shock. Like seeing my first board for flip. Yo,
Wow.
that was insane.
and you were what, 15?
15, yeah.
That's crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
Dude, the top, like on the biggest skate company out there, 15 years old.
Here's this
Plus,
kid,
like
yeah.
I thought they're gonna, ask me question. Hey, what would you like for your board? Or I had no
Right.
idea it was actually gonna happen soon or nothing. They didn't ask me anything about none of the board. Just surprised me. It's ready to go. It's printed. It's there.
Did you have a
Boom.
contract with them?
Yes.
I mean, imagine 12 years old in the little town. What was the town called?
Toulon.
Toulon. And here he, he's skating a couple contests, gets flown out, and then all of a sudden, a couple years later, he's on flip and he's pro.
Dude.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't
always your
happen.
guardian.
That's crazy.
You make it sound very easy. I love it.
No, but I mean,
I'm joking, man. No,
I mean,
but yeah,
3
it
years.
is crazy. No,
like,
I know.
It's insane.
It's insane. It's
you know,
insane.
where do you think you would have been right now if flip never? Do you think you still would have been skating and maybe
Handball
like
pro.
Oh, maybe handball.
Handball?
Well, no, not even that. But I mean, like just like if the Vans thing didn't happen, you didn't fly out because that's kind of what helped you. You know what I mean? Like,
you mean if this thing didn't happen?
yeah.
Honestly, back then I was so hooked on skateboarding. I don't think that would have stopped me.
Yeah.
I think I would have kept skating, and hopefully, if my progression. I mean, obviously, skating with better skaters like Geoff, that really helped.
Yeah.
But once I moved to Toulon, there was kind of a decent like skate community and squads, people that were better than me. So I kept getting inspired, kept getting motivated. So honestly, without Vans and without that Ventura contest, I think I would have still skated.
Right,
Probably a
right.
different path, but I might have been here doing the 9 Club anyways.
There you go. I love it. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But it did, like you said, it sounds, I mean, like those guys really helped you.
Absolutely, man. Imagine every day you go skate. You skate with Appleyard, with Arto, with Geoff,
Crazy.
with Tom, with Ali. Man, it's insane. All those personalities, man, you can take so much from it. Like Mark was the first dude I really saw jump down like a 12 stairs, like rail, nollie, like if it was nothing. To me, like switching up from oling onto a rail to nolling onto the rail was a big deal, you know? And he could just nollie crook, nollie
With
anything, nollie no
ease.
slide down like King Hubba.
Oh
And I was
my
like,
God.
bro,
Just
come on.
So
How?
stylish and comfortable.
So easy. And then you see like Ali Boulala do like a switch frontside flip down 10 stairs with like motorcycle boots on.
You're like,
You're like, what do you mean you switch frontside flip with like no skate shoes? Like,
Right.
That's insane. You don't need skate shoes. What do you skate?
Oh, were you even into that kind of skating when you arrived and started skating with these? You weren't even into that kind of
Not
skating.
at all. I've never skated a real rail in street or nothing. First rail I saw was at UCI, So I was like, yo, I mean, this is another ball game. That's another division.
Right.
I gotta bring my skateboard to another level. So trust me, after the first session I did with Geoff and those guys, you would have told me that a year later you'll be working on a video part with those guys, I would have laughed at you.
Right.
I'd be like, I'm nowhere ready to skate
Right.
on that level. But at that age, you're a sponge. You're like super motivated. Like I said, you can skate 6-7 hours a day. Next day, same thing. You don't feel anything.
Sure.
And then Geoff was amazing, man. Like it was nonstop skateboarding with him, And so that really helped me. We were either going to the Vans Park in Orange. We were street skating. No matter what we were doing, it was all about skateboarding.
Yeah.
So, dude, trust me, that helped so much.
And what were your parents thinking this? Because you were like living out here
Yes.
at 14
Yeah, I really moved out here when I was after the Sorry video at 15.
after the sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, still though.
Still super young.
Still super young. I mean, what were your? I know that you said they were supportive and everything, but it must have been hard though.
Yeah.
Your family's
especially-
back there, and you just move out here, and all of us,
Yeah.
I mean, you have this career, but was it difficult? Like,
Well, honestly, having kids today, I can kind of picture what my mom went through as I was a kid, and for real, man. Like, even though I had the career I had, I don't know if I could do what my mom did. Like, I really would have to trust my son a lot and see that he's responsible and he's got his head on his shoulder. Because man, yeah, I grew up with my mom only. There was no dad, and I'm the youngest one of those 3 brothers. I'm the little baby.
You're the baby, yeah.
So, but I think, she saw how passionate I was, how much I loved it, how
Right.
golden was the opportunity. Like, I mean, how many people can say it's like imagine you're passionate about baseball or something, and
Sure.
then the Yankees call you in a young age and be like, "Yo, I love your kid's pitch. We want to help him get better."
Yeah.
It's hard to say you're not going anywhere. You're staying in
Right.
Wisconsin. You know?
Wow.
It's true though. It's true. I mean, because you say you have
It
kids.
was
right?
my dream.
Yeah.
So
Right.
she had to let me go.
And I think that's great, though. I think you got to let your kids follow their dream. They got to make their own path. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? Like, because your kids right now are, you said 9 and 10?
8 and 10.
8 and 10.
Yeah.
So the 10-year-old right now, 5 more years, he's got this opportunity, pro skater, 15 years old, to go to France. No. To go to, what's another country maybe? Brazil.
Okay.
Be a pro skater in Brazil.
All right.
What are you doing? You give him a note?
I have to because I had the opportunity and
Right.
it made me who I am today. So how could I deny that for him? Of course I would sign it.
Right.
Of course. It'd be
Okay.
hard.
It'd be
but I
hard.
would do it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I bet your older brothers were vouching for you too, dude. They're probably like, dude, this opportunity.
Oh, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
It's gotta be.
No,
It's gotta go.
they saw that it completely transformed my life, and just to us, we grew up watching like NBA sports, NFL. Like we're huge, like influenced by American hip hop and all that. So the American culture was always in our life growing
Sure.
up. So having that opportunity to go to America for the first time, and with my older brother, was huge. So being able to go back with like through skateboarding was amazing, man. And we grew up watching American brand videos. We used to dress like really influenced by America. So going there, having the opportunity to go there was huge, man. Was
Okay.
huge, unheard
Right,
of where I
right.
came from.
Damn, dude.
Here you are.
Yeah.
Here I am.
Here you are. So Really Sorry comes out. I mean, right now you must have been feeling like I don't want to say superstar, but you must have been getting a lot of attention. You know what I mean? Like, did that at such a young age, did that like affect you in any way? Like,
It's hard to have a objective perspective at that age.
Sure.
But yeah, it definitely feels weird to go to different countries doing demos and people know who you are.
Right.
Or I remember being at a table signing autographs next to Jeff, Tom, and all those guys. I was like, that's crazy. Like how can he care about having me sign his board when he has
He's got these guys.
Jeff, Tom, and all those guys? But once you hear about like the influence, the impact your video part had on certain people, you realize that like, no, you're not Geoff Rowley or Tom Penny, but people got hyped from like the video you put out. So yeah, it's definitely overwhelming. But being around those superstars kind of bring you down too, like because you see that like Jeff's been around for 20 years and you're not even near that. So like take a chill pill, like you're not there yet.
right. Would they fuck with you at all? You being the youngest?
Yeah,
Would they,
definitely.
Oh yeah.
Arto, when he was young, he was wild.
Oh,
He was
really?
a little devil. Yeah.
Did
yeah,
you
yeah.
took it well, or you just?
Yeah, because I had older brothers, so I knew what it was. I know how it was. But no, they were actually super cool. They didn't really fuck with me too much.
And at this point in time, too, like Really Sorry. Did you say you Etnies or still Vans?
After the Sorry video, I was still writing for Vans.
Still writing for
You got
Vans.
a pro shoe on Vans, right?
Yeah, pro shoe for Vans. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, I love that shoe, man. I love that shoe. My mom still has a pair of that.
And what happened with Vans?
Well, I had the opportunity to switch it up, man. I skated for Vans since I was like 12, 13 years old. So when the opportunity came up with Etnies, plus Arto was doing the switch to Etnies,
Okay.
and I was skating with him a lot. Pierre-André is French, and he's the boss. So I was like, man, that sounds like a very cool new chapter, you know?
Okay.
And I already had my shoe for Vans, so I was like, man, like I think sure, you can always have a second, third shoe, but I felt like, I pushed it kind of far with that brand. That's awesome, super proud, but like I want to see what I can do with Etnies, and I just went for it. And that was awesome.
for it. Yeah.
I was glad Arto was there too.
Yeah, you had a buddy
Exactly.
to go with.
Yep.
Yeah. And how long were you on Etnies for?
I started writing for them when I was about 16, and then I stopped skating with them when I was about 20. I would say 20, 21 years old. Yeah.
Going back to the big rail real quick, that we were talking about before, maybe not the 16, but when you were like, skating with those guys and they were just skating the rail for fun, warming up and all that stuff. When you were going to try your first, what was the first trick you did on a big rail like that? Was it
definitely regular board slide?
Just regular board slide.
Yeah.
And were you just scared shitless? Or did you just say, I'm going to go?
Scared.
Yeah. Were those guys there too? Were you like, I have to?
They were there.
I gotta kind of just do this without saying anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. No, it was a source of motivation because I'm like, if they can skate that rail like that
for fun.
Because dude, the UCI rail, like Ed Templeton did frontside feeble down it. Arto did the Bagley grind down it. Like that day, I was like, yo, like they're human. There's got to be a trick to it. Like, how can they skate this so easy? So I'm like, okay, come on, I gotta do a board slide on it. Like, just push yourself, and it's gotta be possible.
Right.
And since you're so small, you have no pop. I was like, I gotta go super, super fast
and hit the rail down towards the bottom.
Yeah, that's what I did.
That's what you did.
Out. Yeah, I didn't sack.
Right. I just trip out on these rails. You know what I mean? Like just like a kickflip front board down 6. Like, I trip out. Like, how
so much commitment on that.
That is just it's crazy to me.
Well,
it's like I don't even. Where do you aim? And like it's like how fast to like
all the tricks.
So many things trip me out.
Came from boards. And what trick tripped me out that you would do? I'd never done this one before, but the crook back lip.
Oh, you got known for that.
Yeah, I was like, where did you get that inspiration to do that trick from?
From Florent and Marfang.
Oh yeah,
Flo Marfang had a really dope one. He even did nollie crooks to back lip, half cap crooks to back lip.
Okay.
And we skated a lot together, like a Euro contest together. And I saw him do a crook back lip. I was like, whoa, that looks really cool. And Fabrizio Santos used to do those too. And I saw him do that with also a crooks 1 foot.
Oh, yeah,
whoa, that was insane.
That was so nuts.
Yeah, dude. When you see that as a kid, you're just like, yo, is this Tony Hawk Pro Skater or what's going on there?
Right.
Yeah. So, Flo is the first dude I saw do crook back.
You kind of ran with it, though.
I did.
kind of took it and went, and you see him now, and you're just like, crook
it was
back
cool,
lip.
like,
but then, like, if you do one, you're just like, that's pretty nice.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like,
like,
because you and like Fabrizio were like the originators, and then the more I kept seeing it, I was like, all right, dude, don't take their tricks anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, that's Bastian's, dude.
Totally. Totally. What was it? What's one trick that people always come up and talk to you about? Is there one or maybe 2 or 3 that people always just come up and say?
Back then was definitely kickflip from board.
Yeah.
But nowadays is the cab flip.
Cab flips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Either cab flip or double backside flip. That's
backside
what people
flip.
tell me the most. Yeah. About. Let's see a double backside flip, or let's see a cab flip. Like, that's like,
You got big spin flips really good too.
Oh,
Dude.
yeah.
I remember at the I think it might have been the first one, maybe the second one, the Gooby versus regular.
Yeah.
And you were there, dude. That was the craziest skateboarding I've ever seen. This dude, big flip, Caballero flipped everything. Didn't you? You must have won.
Yeah.
For that time, but
You talking about the year where Clyde Singleton was there?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. Clyde, and there was Ryan Scheckler was there also.
I remember Scheckler was there.
Yeah.
I think Antoine was there. Like as a little kid, he was just skating around.
Oh,
It was
wow.
pretty nuts. But yeah, man, Caballero. How did you get so confident with the Caballero flip on like everything you could do?
Well, I did it a lot at first on like pyramids. Like I skated a lot of fun bucks on the pyramids, and I was always like, all right, you know what? Like, last thing you want is to hang up like at the bottom. Like, so make sure you have like double the speed you need for everything you do, and that's how you skate like fun bucks really, really easy or comfortable. You don't worry about the speed because you know you have plenty of it. So what I just focused is the timing where I pop my tricks. And then once I pop the trick, basically the trick with cab flip is you don't want to think about the kick flip, because if you do it so hard, you're going to push the board away, or it's not going to follow your body in the air. So you flick it super gently, like pretty much almost nothing, so you don't disturb the rotation. And then, that's how I learned it, like doing it over like big fun bucks in the Euro contest. And that's how I kind of got used to doing that.
So focus on the pop.
Really just the pop, and then the flick is like barely there. You'll have time to flip it for sure.
It's a sick trick, dude.
I like that trick.
Yeah,
It's a good one.
You ever done one, Chris?
I do. Yeah. I've done it. Yeah. For sure on flat ground.
Good trick.
Not down like not on a rail or anything, but
You think you can do one right now? Against Mike?
I don't have time right now. But so now you're on Flip. You're doing all this stuff. You switch over to Etnies, right? Everything's good, chilling. What happens, bro?
Well, I started moving in the U.S. when I was 15. So
Yeah.
the timing you're talking about, I was about 21 years old.
21.
And, I come from a French culture. I spent like 6 years just 100% dedicated to skateboarding.
Right.
And I felt a little burnt out, and I started like to get a little bored in Huntington Beach. I mean, the day off when we were not skating, like luckily I had music, but besides that, I was never like, oh, you know what? I have my free afternoon. I'm just gonna walk down Main Street and sit and look at the beach. Like
No.
I was at home just watching, like music concerts or videos, but I was just getting kind of bored, burnt out. I felt like going back in Europe, maybe spend time with my fam and all that. And plus, back then I was not easy to deal with. Like if I thought this was the best for me, no matter what you would say to me, I would stick to that and I would not listen to anybody.
Okay.
So I was not easy to deal with for sure. But yeah, I decided I either skate a different way, like let's say not being in America as much,
Sure.
or I'm out. Like I was
Straight
like,
up.
yeah, kind of. Like I kind of told the Flip dudes, yo, like I need to go back in Europe more often, and they
Okay.
told me you gotta be here
Oh,
in Huntington
okay.
Beach,
Right.
and
You were
I
like,
wasn't having it.
No.
No.
You already had your mindset.
Yes.
Yeah. They couldn't tell you. They couldn't talk you out of it.
No, but plus, you know what? Like, honestly, back then, I was like, man, like, that Sorry video was amazing. Like, I'm so proud of what we did. The Really Sorry was awesome. All the trips, man, imagine, like, between 15 years old and 21, I pretty much traveled everywhere in the world. We did demos after demos after demos,
Oh,
just
yeah.
tours, just contests, signing nonstop. And so I was like, man, like, I feel like I gave back enough so that you guys can give me that freedom.
Right.
And they were not ready
weren't
to
really-
let a rider kind of slip away from a couple of months a year, or you know what I mean?
yeah.
And, and
'cause
I
it's-
wasn't having it.
Were you guys
Yeah.
working on Extremely Star at the time too?
Barely started to hear about another video project. Yes.
Back then too, there wasn't the social media that there is now. You go to Europe and you're kind of gone. You're kind of lost in Europe, right? Like there's no like.
I feel like you see more European footage now than ever.
Of
Oh,
course.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
for sure.
Like if all the social media was in place right now back then, you could have easily.
Yeah.
They probably would have been like, oh yeah, sure, go.
Yeah, yeah, no.
Film some clips, Instagrams, and do all the shit, whatever.
Yeah, no. To them was like, we're not gonna see you. You're gonna be
That's
off
right.
the radar, and definitely they're thinking about working on that video project.
Yeah.
So it was not going in their agenda. So
Yeah.
it wasn't working out.
So you were out. You just said, I gotta go. This is it. They want, and then so you went back to France. Did you go back to your hometown?
Back then, my family moved to Paris, so I went
you
to
were in
Paris. Yes.
Okay. What did you do when you got back?
Well, honestly, it felt good to take a break from skateboarding. I was, I still loved it as much as before, but I was a little bit overfed because I was just dipping in
You were in
skateboarding
it,
for
yeah.
such a long time that once you're off and you don't have obligation, you definitely want to do other things. So
Sure.
I was, super focused into like music, spending time with the family, and then back then that's where I met the mother of my child.
There you go.
Of my children. So
Look how it works out, huh?
yeah,
It's crazy.
I'm glad I made that choice. 'Cause
Yeah.
if not, I wouldn't have my 2 kids right now. So
Crazy.
I can't be sorry for that.
Or really sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry.
So everything is going well for you then out there. You're chilling. You meet your then girlfriend, now wife, right? You're married now?
Not married,
Not married.
no,
Okay.
no.
Are you still skating?
Yes.
You're
I'm
still skating.
yeah.
So because they got great spots out there.
Yeah, no, I
They
used
got
to go
and-
Bercy
Yeah.
all the time with my brother. That was our spot.
That was
And
your
we
spot.
used to
Big set of
skate
stairs
Bercy.
with-
Yeah,
Yeah.
we skated the ledge on the top. We skated the blocks a little bit. But yeah, that was a squad, man. You had like a crew in Le Dome. You had
Yeah,
a
Le
crew
Dome.
from like more like Montparnasse and stuff like that. And then you had like the Bercy crew, like, and we were part of that. So that
Okay.
that was super fun.
So you were content not having sponsors and not filming and being out of the skate industry.
Yeah.
You were content.
Wait,
Yeah.
did you
You were
did
good.
you leave Flip?
Yeah, we decided to
Part
break.
ways?
Part ways. Yeah.
So crazy.
What about shoe wise?
Shoe wise was the same thing because everything was very linked. Because like let's say for Ethnies, for example, the Flip TM really helped me like getting the deal. Like he kind of like managed everything for Arto and I to kind of switch from our old sponsors. So yeah, everything was linked, man. Like I got those opportunities through him, like Quicksilver Clothing, Ethnies, all of that. So when I decided to drop one brand, it was kind of like a domino effect where like, well, you know, other brands decided to that, you know, that was it too, you know.
Yeah, you're quitting your main sponsor, or you're leaving your main sponsor like now, and you're moving back to France.
And you're leaving, especially moving out of America. Right. It was a big choice, so I understand it.
Were you tripping at all when that happened? Were you like, when you're like, I don't have any more sponsors, or did you just want to go move back home and that was it?
Honestly, I wasn't tripping because it's not like I got really badly injured and I knew it was going to be hard to get back on my board. Like I still felt great. I still skated a lot, enough to have a decent level. So I knew that whenever mentally I'll be ready to like want to commit again, I could come back and restart that engine and get people hype again. So I was never counting the days or anything like that. I was just.
But plus, you kind of left on your own accord. You wanted to go back to France. You wanted to. It wasn't like they're like everybody's like, hey, get out of here. You're gone. You know what I mean? Like you did it yourself.
But one thing that really like helped my decision was like I literally grew up skating only with the Flip dudes in the US. Like, and it was literally like a community being with the Flip dudes.
Right.
So when that thing like stopped, I was like, man, I couldn't picture myself staying in Huntington Beach and going skate with other people, or like having to contact other people to kind of like meet up with other filmer and build up a new crew. To me, it was like it was with the Flip dudes or nothing, kind of. When that thing stopped, I felt literally like, all right, like my whole world that I've been living in for 6 years just crumbled, and this is time to go. Like I never thought for a second that I would stay in Huntington, but skating for another brand. That never came up to my mind.
You didn't want to know.
No, to me it was like next chapter. Go back to France and next chapter. Don't stay here.
Okay. You could have called me. Maybe chocolate. You could have
I didn't have your number, bro.
No,
I didn't have your number.
It would have been a whole new crew to skate with, you know? So you're in Paris, chilling, skating still.
Yep.
Music? Playing music?
Yeah, definitely. I was super into going to jam sessions in bars, like blues jam sessions.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I used to go to different, like I used to find like bars that had blues jam session, and I used to go there and jam, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you play?
You know, a few like Stevie Ray Vaughan songs.
Okay.
Like Little Wing, like
Little
Texas
Wayne.
Flood, stuff like that. But you know, in blues, you basically learn like those basic like 12-bar blues, slow blues, in major, minor blues, and stuff like that. And then once you get to the jam session, you just tell the guys, all right, we're gonna play like a slow blues in A minor, and then you're like, all right, 1, 2, 3, and the drummer, boom, 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 bah, and you start playing. You know?
Really?
Yeah.
So it's all freestyle. You're just kind of going with the
like,
flow.
You get on stage, you're like, all right, we're gonna play this in like A minor, slow minor blues, whatever, like and no sunshine. Boom, the guy knows what you're playing and the changes of chords, and then you just go for it.
Interesting. I never had a musical ear or anything. Like I could barely hum. You know, it's horrible. But but so you got into it. You got into it.
Super into it.
Yeah.
Guitar.
Guitar.
Acoustic and electric guitar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I actually got really into guitar in when I lived in Huntington Beach.
Did you maybe want to pursue that when you were in Paris, or were you just kind of doing that for fun or something?
No, I was definitely doing that for fun, and plus I knew that it was an activity that I could just keep doing for years and years and years.
Sure.
Like I could just skate like now and then focus onto the music when I was older, like once I retire or whatnot. I mean, you can play guitar until you die.
That's right. Or you have your hands stop working.
Yes.
Yeah. So when did you realize that, like, you know, hey, maybe I can do the skate thing again? You know what I mean? Like, was it a contest or something? Because you did Street League.
Yes. That was later on, though.
Was that much later?
Yes.
Yeah.
A couple of years later. Yeah. Okay. Basically, you know, I was in Paris. I was taking care of my first son, and man, it's just when you have a newborn baby, you're so focused. You're learning every day. You're like, you know, it's crazy, man. When you come back from the hospital and you have that tiny living being in your hand, responsible and everything, man, you're just focused on that every day. You're learning. Everything is new.
Yeah, you don't want to. You're scared to like.
Yeah, no, dude, trust me, it was insane. Like I was 22 years old. I didn't know if I was ready, you know.
Right.
But it was amazing. I spent it about a year. Like my girlfriend at the time was working and I wasn't, so it was
Stay-at-home
up
dad.
to me. Yeah, exactly. It was all up to me.
Okay.
So for a year I did that. I just, you know, skated when in the weekend when she was there. But basically, yeah, I took care of Lao all day. And at one point I was like, man, the Paris spots and the way like you just take the metro and go to one spot. If you want to move to another one, it's another like mission kind of. I'm kind of over it. And I grew up in the south of France, like I told you, and they have a huge skate park in right like about 15 minutes from Toulon called Hier.
Okay.
And in Hier, that's where all the homies I met in Toulon, that skate squad that took me under their wing, that's where they all lived. And they had that huge concrete skate park back then in the south. And I was like, man, like, you know what, I need to go back with my real homies from back in the days, skate that amazing skate park, and I need a break. And I want to focus on skateboarding. I still have that flame in my heart. Like I was so hyped into skating again, and I really like realized that once I got there, and it was like middle of the summer, we could just skate all day, every day with my homies. And then naturally, man, seriously, I was not like, all right, I gotta get my level back or nothing. It was just back with the homies.
Fun.
Pure 100% fun, dude.
Right.
Like no sponsors, nothing. I remember I used to even buy boards from the skate shops. I'm good to go. Like, yeah, I didn't care. And I just skated there for months and months straight.
Sick.
Just like, that's why I started to really, if I had a trick down really well, I was like, hey, why not trying double? And that's why I started doing a lot of like double kick flip, cap double flip front board. It's at that skate park that I started to like go that direction. And at that moment, there was a contest in Paris called the Tony Hawk Show.
That's the one with where you just kind of killed it with a big 4 or whatever.
Yeah, that contest. Yeah, the Tony Hawk Show. Yeah. And it was very special because my older brother, which was my role model, it was going to be the first time he saw me. He lives in Paris, so I knew he was going to be there at the Tony Hawk Show. And I was like, man, I feel like it was literally one of the strongest I ever felt on my board at that era.
Oh, wow,
like the board control. Sure. I really felt on point back then. And I was like, man, I'm like so hyped to show my big brother like what I can do.
In person.
Live, in person, yeah. We're not talking about a video there. He's actually going to be there.
Yeah.
And that day, man, knowing that he's there in the crowd, like I felt like my board was the size of this table. I could not fall.
Couldn't miss.
Yeah, because he was there. I felt like in the zone from like the minute I stepped in the skate park till the contest was finished. And I was in my own world, you know, like looking back at the footage and stuff, like I can definitely understand from like an outside perspective that like people were thought I was literally insane because like I'm like super expressive. Exactly. I was like over expressive and like the energy was up to the roof. So I can relate. Like I can understand. But to me, it was like, you know, you have like that one night, that one dinner to like talk to your like first like high school crush that you didn't see for 10 years. You know what I mean? That moment was so special skating for my bro that I completely lost touch and I was like in the moment, just like enjoying it. Like, all right, like this, I haven't tried that trick in the warm up, but I'm gonna do it first here right now in that 15 minutes jam. Yeah. So that moment was really insane for me. And after that contest, that's when Jart, the board company from Spain, of course, reached out to me and were like, "Yo, like we'd love to invite you to Irun in Spain, and we want you to visit the warehouse, the company, and everything, and we want you to be a part of Jart." Oh wow! So that's how Jart started. Like I went down there, met everyone, so the board factory, met everyone, and I was like, "Yo, I love what you guys are about." So I didn't have any sponsors back then, and I was like, "Yo, that's kind of crazy that you guys are like actually believing in me right now," and like the opportunity was golden. So I went for it.
And they got they're great company over there.
Absolutely.
Good,
They're
great
killing it.
squad. Yeah. For sure. It seems to me that like almost like you almost had this like career, but you never really got to enjoy skateboarding or something. You know what I mean?
Why do you feel that?
Well, because like you were just saying, like you got to go out and skate for like 100% fun, just with the bros, just doing your thing. And maybe like when you were like, 14 and filming all these flip videos, like
You were shooting for them.
you were shooting for them and not really like having fun. Or maybe I'm completely wrong. I don't know. You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But there is different types of fun. There is like I told you when Geoff was talking about like mastering the fear or a first time experience on a spot that you never skated.
Okay.
Man, when you land that trick for the first time and like you actually did it, it's an amazing adrenaline shot, and you're so proud that you actually made the trick.
Right.
So it was extremely fun. But I mean, you can't really compare like a year and a half process to film a video part to like a session with the homies where you grew up in the south of France.
Yeah.
That's just what I needed. Like something simple, no pressure, no like, oh, what trick do I need next in my video part?
Right.
Or like you get to a spot and you're like, oh shit, this trick's already been done. All right, I gotta think about something else. Just pure fun.
Yeah.
So it was different. That's what I needed. Something simple and something where I could just have 100% fun. And plus, I feel like when you skate in a team like Geoff, Arto, Tom and all those guys, there is a certain spot that you need to fill in a team. You have to contribute to something. So it is a little bit of pressure, even though they bring so much to you, inspiration, motivation, any question you want, they will be there. But just being able to have fun, be yourself, be like, hey, I don't know if double backside flip is cool, but I'm still gonna do it.
Right.
That's what I needed.
Okay. Yeah. I love that.
As long as it felt good to you,
that's what it
Exactly.
is.
That's what I needed. Skate for me and just have fun. No pressure, nothing. And that really helped. That really helped.
Man. And then Jart comes into the picture, and then did they give you pro board right away and all that? Yeah, just right off the bat. And so you were back in it.
Yeah, no, it was amazing how much faith they have in me. They straight away made me feel like they wanted me to be a big part of their team, kind of like the main dude.
Right.
And it was an honor because they had some super sick skaters. And so we had a couple of trips. They were working on the video. So I went back to Barcelona to film for the vid. We went to France a little bit. We traveled a bunch with those guys to make that video happen, the All You Need. And it was a great era.
Yeah.
And plus I didn't have to go to a skate shop to buy skateboards.
Right.
So I was like,
That's amazing. And then how long was Jart going on?
Well, I like my first street league was with a Jart board.
With Jart board. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And was that the one you got second?
Yes.
Yeah.
In Kansas City. Yes.
Kansas City.
Yeah.
Were you in the first round, like the first ever street league?
No, that was I started skating street league on the third year of the street league because I
You got
remember
into a video submission, right?
Yeah. It was in 2011, I believe. My friend Rafael started telling me about Street League. I knew about it, but I never watched the full contest of Street League. I knew a little bit that the format was different and all that. I knew obviously the level of skating that was there. So honestly, from a perspective which I was in back then, south of France, skating with the homies, I was miles away from being this is somewhere I belong, But I've known Raf for a long time. So when he says something and really believes in something, I'm listening. You know? He knows what he's talking about. And he told me about Street League. Back in the days, for example, in the sorry days, I was known in Europe to be a contest skater.
Right.
Nobody really gave me any credit in the street. So that's one achievement I was really proud of, making the real sorry or the sorry happen. Because I was like, see, I'm all right on the street too.
Right.
And I was like, and plus I was aware that the skate parks in the street league were all super bitching, just perfect, just awesome, and I love that. One thing that drives me in contest is some awesome spots where you're like, wow, I don't have the opportunity to skate that every day.
Right.
So I just love being there. That's one thing that drove me to go all around the world skate contest. I love some sick ass spot. So he told me, man, like there is a street league going on, and I can picture you there. But to me, in that day, that was still kind of like very blurry. And Winkle, who used to work for the DC embassy, the skate park you were talking about, he called me. He's like, man, like there is this like video contest, and the winner is having a golden ticket to go in street league. So we basically had 12 hours, let's say, from you get there at 11 in the morning, you still have until 11 p.m. to make a video part happen.
In the DC embassy?
Yes.
Okay.
You had 1 day to make the best part. And I
you
was
made
like,
the best part.
just the challenge, man. The challenge to be like, yo, I have 12 hours to make something happen. It really spoke to me. I was like, that's new. Like I never had that kind of a challenge. So I was like, man, I love it. And I know him for a long time. So super easy to work with.
He's great.
Super easy to work with. It was like even giving me ideas. Yo, what do you think about this line and this and that? Within those 7-8 hours, we were done. The part was done. Yeah, we were done.
Wow.
And it was super fun doing it.
Must have been tired.
Yeah, but you're so excited. Like first time you skate that park, it's awesome. It's you have it to yourself. It's just Winkle and
It
I.
was your first time skating it too?
Yeah, I'd never been there before.
Oh,
That's
wow.
good. Because if you had skated a bunch already, you might have been a little like...
Yeah, no, you're
yeah.
excited. Everything feels fresh, new. Like you're free to do every tricks you want. There's no lines, nothing. So yeah, we really worked awesome together.
So you gave the video to them. They probably already knew who you were. They probably wanted you in already. You know what I mean? Like, you probably could have just called them and asked. You know, like, hey, this is Bastien. They're like, hey, yeah.
Well, it's kind of cool too. It's like in a weird way. It's kind of like a
like a
comeback.
Cinderella story.
It's like, you're coming back.
Oh,
and-
totally.
And people are like,
Yeah, I
"Fuck
I didn't feel like I had like an advantage on other people. Plus, every rider's video part came out each week, so prior to mine, so I could see like, whoa, okay, like Seva did this.
so it
this
was
guy
like a
did
whole
this.
thing.
Yeah, just like imagine like a banging at the barracks. And
Okay.
You see every week, like, oh, okay, like that guy kind of killed it. Like, that
Oh, I
was
thought
dope.
it was everybody just sent the videos into the street league and then they
No, it was independent. Yeah, like
Got
people
you.
vote online and all that. So you wake up in the morning, all right, let's see what he did. So it was really
Right.
interesting to see like the level of everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, it was very interesting.
I
It
mean,
was cool.
Seva,
Yeah.
great skateboarder.
They had 25 skaters from Europe doing that.
25?
contest.
Wow.
Yes, 25.
Were you pretty early in the stage, or were you like later on?
I was later on.
Okay, so you got to see everything.
I was able to see a few parts.
That's actually interesting because usually I would think they would like film all at first
film
and then
all,
put them
yeah.
out.
That'd be the way to do it.
Yeah,
Right,
but then
right.
that's kind of gives you a heads up
Oh,
of what's
yeah.
going on.
Yeah, no, that was interesting. Like
Yeah.
to be like, okay, like this guy did this, did this, did this.
Mm-hmm.
All right, like when I get in there,
I'm gonna flip out
I'm
of
gonna
that.
make it happen.
So they call you, you're in Street League.
Yes, they
you're
told
in
me I was in.
Kansas City.
Yeah.
Did Malto win that one? Was that the one Malto
Nyjah.
won?
Nyjah
Nyjah
won. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I mean, but still, he came in second. That's
It was insane, man. Trust me, just going back from that era I was in to
Yeah.
like stepping in an arena with those skaters, it was already
People
very
must have been hyped
special.
to see you there too.
oh yeah. I know
think
we were all hyped.
I
to
was
see
probably
you.
hyper.
Yeah.
Was that a different feeling than skating contests back in the day?
Yeah, definitely, because the format is different. What I've been through lately is different. I mean, I'm like a young dad who kind of like took a time off, and like I'm like coming in with like a Euro like board company that not a lot of people are aware of, and yeah, I really felt like even though I had a long history behind me, that I was kind of the underdog or
Sure.
like, you know,
Outsider.
yeah, kind of for sure. I definitely didn't come in like confident or swinging, you know. I was
Right.
like, all right, I kind of I'm gonna try to have my get my marks kind of back
Yeah.
together, you know. So yeah, I definitely never thought I'll end up second in that contest. No.
But did you understand the whole scoring thing? Because it's all different. Some skaters go in there and they don't even understand
Yeah.
what to do. Did you?
I feel like the Street League format takes at least a full season to understand and get comfortable,
okay.
because it's a lot of information to take with the adrenaline and the pressure. Sometimes you just don't have the serenity and the time to just take a second, look at the screen and be like, this is what I need.
Right.
I believe that tricks can give me the points. Sometimes you're so into the moment and you have all these things going at once that you don't have that little like you know
Right.
calmness to think straight. So that's when the experience comes in. Like after a season, or after seeing other people's mistake,
Yeah.
you're like wait, like you went for a banger where you needed like a 6, like what, like
You
could have just
something
done
simple.
right.
Yeah.
yes. So you learn from that.
Okay.
You learn from that.
Okay. And then, so you're still skating for Jart, and then you second in street league, and then when does a primitive thing come into the picture?
Well, after I would say about two seasons in street league, which even though I knew Paul before very well, we met when we were very young at Tampa. I've seen him many times.
Yeah.
But you know, doing all those stops with Paul with the same group of dudes definitely made us a little bit closer.
Okay.
And after that, like being in the street league, I knew, all right, like the level is so serious that I gotta prepare in a different way. Like I gotta be, you know, back in those days, everybody had like their own skate facility,
Yeah.
and everybody had a cool skate park around, and I didn't have that. So I was like, all right, if I really want to take this opportunity seriously, I gotta prepare seriously.
Right.
So I moved to the Valley, and I was roommate with Chaz Ortiz and Manny Santiago in the Valley in Chatsworth.
Okay.
Thank you. And
So you moved from France.
yeah, I
back.
worked on I worked on the visa and all that, made all that happen, and then I was like, I gotta move back to the States and really prepare properly for that.
Okay.
So yeah, I moved to Chatsworth and started skating with those guys all the time. Like we went to Paul's Park.
Did you leave your family back in France?
Unfortunately, I had no choice. I had to.
Wow. So
how did they feel for you coming back out?
yeah.
Well, my girlfriend, my kid's mom, she knows about skateboarding. Like culturally, she's from a very very close place to that. So she knew who I was. Like before we met, like she used to work for Ethnies and stuff like that back in the day. So she grew up in the skate world. So she knew that you know, California for me was the place to be if I really want to take my career to that level. So she understood it, but it was hard. It was hard for me. You know, my kid is like super young, and I know I'm gonna miss some amazing time that, you know, you can't catch back to. So it was a hard sacrifice, but I knew I didn't have 5, 6, 7 years to spend before I did that move. So I had to do it, and I'm glad how it turned out. Obviously, like everybody knows how positive Manny is, and Chaz to be around. So it was a good kick in the butt. I needed to get back in shape, and it was an awesome training, man. Like Manny is all about those missions and skating all the time. So it was awesome, man, honestly. And since Manny was in Street League, Chaz was in Street League too, we were just in that mode, like, all right, let's skate like the big section. So we just get into the skate park and focus on the big section, or we focus on the A-frame. We were all getting ready for the same thing. So the dynamic was just perfect. And at that era, like I was not riding for Jart anymore. And skate shop I ride for, which is a Bud skate shop in Marseille, used to hook me up with their board, skate shop boards. Okay. And I guess Paul heard of that, you know. He was like, what's up with Bastions and boards? And one night it was the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. And we went to Paul's house to watch the fight. And then afterwards, we just hung out for a little bit. He's like, man, I want to talk to you about something. And I had no clue, like, what he had in his mind. He's like, man, I'm working on a board company, and not sure about the name. Don't have many infos, but I know it's happening, and I want you to be a part of it.
Wow.
I was like, you know, like, obviously, growing up, I always had that image of Paul, like, being super professional and super precise with, like, what he releases, the way he communicates about himself, business-wise, trick-wise, everything. Yeah, very meticulous. And I was like, man, in my mind, I was like, I don't care about the name. I know it's going to be legit. It's going to be the shit. I was like, hell yeah, like, I want to be a part of that. Wow. That's how it started. I was like, let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah. I mean, because you had already parted way with Jart.
Yep.
Yeah. What happened there? Just it wasn't working out, or?
Well, I wish, like, I would have had a little more input or like experience to give to the brand. You know, for example, a very simple thing, they're very focused onto the American market. And I told them, you know, the first thing, because America is not gonna know about how long you've been around in Europe, how much you've done, how big you are. The first thing who's going to speak to the Americans are going to be your board graphics and the quality of your wood. So make sure like when the boards are in the skate shop, they stand out, they're great, like they're well thought.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
So I was always like, yo, focus into having dope board graphics.
Right.
And so one time, you know, I get a package, I see my next board graphic, I open it, I'm like, wait, what? Like,
Okay.
no, like,
Right.
no, that's not
Like
me.
I've been telling
That's
them
not-
this thing, and
I really felt like we didn't understand like each other. So I call, I'm like, yo, you know, like next time before you release a board with my name on it, please like have me check it out.
Okay.
Maybe I can give some inputs, all of that.
Yeah.
After 3-4 times that happens, man, I was like, all right, you know what? Like, I don't want to be bummed out when I open a box with my name on the board, you know?
Right,
so
right.
like I've tried, but I'm over it. Like,
they
you know.
had their direction that they wanted to follow.
I felt like my word, you know, didn't really make the impact I was hoping for. But
Okay.
I don't blame anybody, you know. But to me, I at that point, I really wanted to be proud about like
What's out
having
there.
my name on my board. You know what I mean? That was
Totally.
important to me.
Totally. But I mean, yeah. So Paul hits you up.
Yeah.
Pulls you aside at the Pacquiao fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he smoking a cigar?
We were smoking a cigar.
I just picture like a dark room and
No, we're
Paul
in his
just puffing away.
we're chilling in his garage.
Okay.
Smoking a cigar. Yeah.
You have a robe on or anything, or just
No.
normal clothes?
Normal clothes.
Okay.
Don't try to make it look sus over there.
No, not sus. I mean, like, you know,
No, Godfather.
yeah. There you-
okay,
yeah.
okay,
Like
okay.
he's like a pinky ring, like everything.
I got an offer you can't refuse.
Right.
Well, it's amazing too. You go from like 16 straight to flip, and
Oh
now
my
you
God.
go back. You go to Jart, and you go straight to
Straight to
primitive. Going up right back to the top.
Yeah.
Oh
again,
my
dude.
God. I don't know what you'd go back for to get on now. I mean, you've reached the primitive,
Yeah,
you know?
dude.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't skate for anybody else
I know.
right now.
I'm just saying.
Actually, random question: did you ever get like any offers when you were on flip to ride for like anybody else back then? Were people hitting you up like crazy, like board companies or shoes while you were riding for them?
Honestly, like even if people wanted to contact me, I can tell you don't know the bosses of Flip Skateboard, man.
Oh, really?
They would be like,
Locked
wait,
down.
what? Like
Yeah.
his number? Who are you, bro? Like,
yeah.
nah. Like we ain't giving you his contact. They're gonna block that shit.
But they could have got your number from anybody, though. Any of your friends or, you know.
I know, but
No?
nobody ever tried, man.
Okay.
They know the Flip Squad.
Yeah. Right.
Do you still in contact with all the guys on flip?
Yeah, I talk to Geoff a lot. Like, it's very funny because he's like over 10 years older than me, or at almost 10 years older, and I had my son before him. So it was super funny to congratulate him for being a father and having that linked that we have now. But yeah, I still see Appleyard from time to
Yeah.
time, but the one I'm still closest is definitely Geoff. He's always following my path or following what I'm doing, and he's always congratulating me or letting me know, that he's proud or super supportive.
That's
I mean,
rad.
we have this special link since I was at his house at such a young age, and he has a responsibility of
He
me.
pretty much
I
saw you
think.
grow up.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So yeah, he must have a special, regard on me for
Sure. So the time Paul pulls you aside, tells you about primitive and everything, doesn't know the name yet. Then the time's getting closer and closer and closer to primitive starting. Are you feeling this like anticipation for it, or are you just kind of mellow about it, or how are you feeling at that time when it's about a drop and this big news is about to hit the industry?
Well, honestly, I was just really proud to have to skate primitive boards, and at first they didn't have many different graphics.
Right.
It was just starting,
Super
and
small.
they didn't want to make anything official. So for a long time, I was skating for primitive under the radar. Like
Okay.
nobody knew I was actually on the team, and I wasn't really tripping about it, but I was wondering if their plan was to turn me pro for the brand.
Right.
That's just some of the thoughts I had when I was on my own.
I wonder why they were keeping it low like that.
I don't know, maybe, try to go step by step,
Sure.
not add too many riders at once. I'm not really sure.
And also maybe the announcement cycle, like we start this thing and then all of a sudden, because I remember when you got on, when they announced Bastien was on Primitive, like, I know I was like, what?
Yeah.
Holy, that's so fucking sick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They
Like,
started with Carlos and Nick first, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So they started with the and.
That's right.
And then you were shortly after that.
Yeah.
So they had their plans. It's good to draw it out like
yeah,
that.
no, it
for
is
sure, for sure.
definitely.
Plus,
Yeah.
they wanted to have like a really dope little clip right before, ready to go to drop before
Okay.
like the announcement.
Yeah.
So, but they did the same thing as Flip Skateboard, man. Like they came up one morning, knocked at the door. I'm like opening the door. Yo, what's going? Oh,
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Paul? What's up? And he had a couple of boards in his hand. He's like, "Congratulations, mate!"
No way.
And he shows me the gold lion. I was like, "Yo, no way!"
That's
like
tight.
insane, man. You remember where like Paul had his gold foil
boards?
board?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
one of them was that like the green board with the golden foil lion. I was like, dope. Like, yo, this is too cool right now. I can't believe this
Wow.
is happening, man. I was so pumped.
What do you think is what do you think you're more proud of? You think you're more proud of like the flip era or this new era that you're kind of like the primitive thing?
That's a
and
hard
the
question to answer.
I know it's very difficult, but it's almost like I'm just curious because I mean that's proud, that's where you got your start and everything, but this new era is pretty rad too. You know what I mean?
It's hard to compare, but they definitely have two completely different flavors. Because as a 13, 14, 15-year-old kid, you haven't been through anything really. Like between the age of 12, when I went to Ventura for the first time, to the time where I was 15 and they showed me my pro board.
Yeah.
That thing felt like a blink of an eye, literally.
Sure.
But the time from where I left America at like 20 years old, 21, to the time where I came back to California and Paul showed me that primitive board did not feel like a blink of an eye. I've been through a lot. Like I
Sure.
became a father. I find myself having no sponsors, buying boards from skate shop, reading things about me that like I disappeared from the face of the earth to play music or because I
Right.
was on drugs and all that. And I was like, wow, like that's kind of crazy. Like, what would you say about someone when you have no clue?
Right.
So yeah, the ride definitely felt longer, and
Okay.
the climb was a little harder for sure. But
So you weren't on drugs.
I was not on drugs. Man.
You're just out there playing blues and the
Yeah,
bars,
that was my drugs, man. Music was my
There
drugs
you
back
go.
then.
But that's what I'm saying. Like maybe you could appreciate this more now that that
Definitely.
you've gone through this ride.
Definitely, I know how hard was the ride and how much commitment and self-belief you gotta have to go from being pro for flip, going through having no sponsors, to actually make the opportunity to be back on primitive.
Right.
is a roller coaster right
Oh
there.
my God! And primitive. Gee, look at look at the company that you keep over there.
But the team was insane.
The team.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah,
You
insane
guys are killing it. But yeah, no, I dude, the whole thing's great. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so stoked for you. Like the whole primitive. Like I said, when the announcement was, I was like, what the fuck? Like, it's so sick.
Thanks, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do next, bro? What's next for Bastien?
Oh man, I have some pretty cool things in store, man.
Do you?
Like, yeah, because when I hurt my knee.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I had a ACL surgery.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, I
When did that happen?
A year after I started skating for primitive, man.
Wow.
Yeah, like 2016.
Oh.
I hurt my knee. I was in a super good dynamic, man. Like I was like, it feels like it always happens in those moments, even though that was my first real injury. But yeah, I had all those projects, all those ideas, and then boom, I torn my ACL.
Damn.
And I get my first real injury out of nowhere and like skating some dumb spot, just like, not being focused for a second and you get hurt.
Right.
And honestly, I thought I've been through a lot, but like getting that injury was a challenge I did not expect,
No,
like
right.
even just the unknown of like waking up and your leg like just shrink like 50% of your strength and you realize how long the road is going to be.
Right.
to get back. Yeah.
Was very, very hard. Yeah, yeah. Especially, I just got my visa done. Everything is good to go. And then I know that I'm not going to be able to step on a skateboard for at least a year.
Right.
Was super, super hard. So that took me out of my comfort zone heavy. And back then, yeah, man, like people, I could hear, oh yeah, like that dude came back in 6 months. Oh, that dude came back in 8 months. And then 6 months comes in, I'm not ready. 8 months comes in, I'm still not good to go. Like, man, what do I do wrong, right?
Right.
And yeah, it was very tough, man. I'm so blessed that Primitive, like, were patient, believed in me the whole time.
Sick.
They never thought for a second or never made me feel like, yo, like the clock is ticking, like we're gonna drop you if you don't come back. None of that. So I knew I had their support, but the team is skating. I see the post on Instagram. I'm missing out. All I do is going to the gym to do that workout process. And then came the day where I had the green light to come back on the board, man.
Wow.
But it was the first time that like I had such a big stop in my career that, man, mentally it was super hard. Even though you prove yourself every day at the gym that the knee is strong enough, in the back of your mind, you're still kind of like shook by what you went through. Your board doesn't feel the same. You don't feel the same because, man, trust me, I never realized how much you lose, like how in condition you are, in shape you are when you skate all the time.
Right.
And when you stop from that amount of time, you really realize like, dude, I've been skating for 15, 20 minutes. I'm out of breath.
done.
I'm done. Yeah, I skate like 4 or 5 stairs for like 15 minutes. Next day, I cannot skate.
Right.
My leg is killing me. I'm hurt. I'm sore. And that really like got a big impact on me. Like mentally, I was like, dude, like I'm in a killer team. Those guys are all crushing it. And like I can barely like last 20 minutes on a real spot.
Right.
So that was the first time in my career where I was like, man, how am I gonna like face that situation, and how am I gonna be able to get back to where I know I can be, right?
It almost seems like the biggest mountain, right? Or just like this huge climb.
Yeah, because it's one thing to have the green light from a surgeon that has no clue what skateboarding is about, and to come back on the street spot with a cameraman and film a dope line. It's two different things.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
And honestly, man, like back then, I did not have the tools to know what to do or to actually face the situation. And man, I just thought like I just did the best I could. Like, like, okay, take 2 days off if my knee is killing me after a session. Try to take care of myself as much as possible. But the truth is, I was not on the right path to come back, like to get strong again.
Okay.
And luckily, man, I got contacted by my homie Raf, who told me a long time ago from the Street League, right? And he moved. Back then, he used to live in Barcelona. He went to Costa Rica, right? And, he called me. He's like, man, I've been super into like all the mental aspects, physical aspect, about like training, living healthy. He's telling me about like meditation, visualization, about daily routine, about setting small goals, big goals, short-term goals, long-term goals. Work on yourself, about knowing yourself better, like about your fear, about some negative thoughts that are blocking your process that you're not even aware about yourself.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So he's telling me about all those aspects of like yourself or training that I never even thought about in my whole career. But since I know him so well, I'm listening. I know he's not calling me to tell me like some gibberish shit, right? And so we slowly started, he's in Costa Rica, I'm in Glendale, right?
Yeah.
So we're like FaceTiming. He's like giving me certain routines to do, certain, short time goals. Literally starting writing about when I come back from a session. Let's write about how I felt about it. Like if I feel, let's say, back in the days, one thing that was really hard on me was like, I was expecting a certain level that I could never reach. If I needed like, let's say 6-7 tries to do a switch heel, I'll be home. I'll be like, this session was a failure because I was not at the standard that I expected myself. So see, I had those kind of like weird thoughts, like, you know, barriers that I put in myself. And I thought this was positive. Like I have to expect this from me. But actually I was doing it backwards. It was, you know, I was blocking myself. So anyways, throughout those work process and everything, like I'm telling about like literally daily missions. Like, you know, let's say like you haven't been out of your house to go to, let's say, a club or a bar because you feel super awkward and it's so not your spot. You don't like being there?
Yeah.
Well, you're taking yourself out of your comfort zone and you're going to go to a club in a bar and like little things like that. You know what I mean? But let's say you're going to challenge. First thing off, you take yourself out of your comfort zone, you know, like those like, yeah, I've been skating like 1 hour today, 2 hours. Oh, okay, next day, definitely I'm taking a day off. No, you're going to the skate park again, but you're taking it easy, but you're going to be on your board and skate. Yeah. So it took me out of my comfort zone. I took myself out of comfort zone. I started to give credit to meditation, to visualization, writing, like about what I feel, what I fear, where do I see myself next year, all that. Anyways, through those little process, I started to see a huge change, dude.
Really
like
interesting.
Focusing into like stretching, like religiously, respecting those routines and all that. I could see right away, like, yo, like I remember going to the skate park, skate, and like right before I was about to pop my trick, back in the days, I would have like, not back in the days, but when I started skating again after the injury, I would have so many thought process in my mind while I'm skating, right?
Yeah.
And then throughout our exercises, I knew that as soon as I start thinking about stuff that are outside of the way I pop, the way I flick, the way my weight is on the board, I'm wrong. Like what's going on in my life outside of my board and the spot I'm skating has no business to do right now.
Yeah.
So once I started to understand that, all the fear I had outside needed to be in my car and not follow me on the park. I started to feel super different on my board right away.
Interesting.
And then he came from Costa Rica to LA, and then we started working like in face-to-face, one-on-one.
Wow.
And man, the rest is going to be history because trust me, shit is going down.
It's so crazy how the littlest things can, you know, really change your whole...
Dude, like I never gave credit to the importance of the mind. To me, you know, if you skate 7 hours a day every day, you're gonna be good.
Right.
But it's not that simple. Like actually, I feel like the fact that you're skating 7 hours a day gives you so much more in your head. Like you're confident. You're never getting out of like your comfort zone because all the tricks you do, you have them on lock. They're part of you.
Right.
And when you don't skate for a year and you have to relearn all those automatic thought process, your muscle memory and all that, man, when those things are taken away from you, you feel naked on the skate park.
Yeah. Right.
And I needed his help to get back on track, and I'm so glad he did.
Amazing. I feel like this guy Raph has been very helpful with the street league thing, and then this thing. Like, wow, it's great to have people around you that really care about you and want to.
It's really important.
Yeah.
It's really important, man.
Definitely.
And it takes, a lot of people are proud to say that I don't need anybody to get things done and all that, but man, they're wrong. It takes some balls. It takes a man to say that you need help and you don't have all the tools, you know. So, and I give him credit because I don't know if me being in his boots, I would have been able to pick up the phone and talk about a theory or a different approach that I had no idea of. It's easy to just laugh at
dismiss it.
Yeah, absolutely. So to have the confidence to pick up the phone and know that I'm probably going to be receptive into this idea and project, I give him a lot of credit because I don't know if I would have had the balls to do that.
But plus, you're also in a different position too with the knee thing going on too. So maybe you're like, okay, anything, like give me anything
Absolutely.
that I want, that'll help me.
Yeah, because I knew I wanted something different.
Yeah,
but I didn't know. I didn't know what. Right? I didn't know what I was doing wrong. I thought I was doing things right, like not giving too much charge on my knee, giving enough time to recover completely before going out again skating. And no, that's not what I needed.
Right.
That's not what I needed.
Yeah, you need to like forget everything that has happened before and just relearn it again and be happy that you're relearning as it goes.
Yeah,
And that's a hard thing.
It's hard.
It's super
For
hard.
a skater,
Dude,
yeah.
the mind is insane. The
Yeah,
mind's crazy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what are these big things you got planned? What do we got? Yeah. What do you? At least some footage, maybe video part.
Yes.
Are you working on some stuff?
Yeah, I started working on the banging with
Perfect.
Chase at the barracks.
Okay.
I'm very excited to finish that, make it happen.
That'll be dope.
I just started, but honestly, with the work we're doing, I know that I'm getting like at the level where I need to be to produce a banging that I'm
Sure.
going to be very proud of, and hopefully people are going to be stoked on.
Okay.
And then, yeah, like I told you, I'm setting short-term goals and then long-term goals. So something a little bit ahead of the banging is I'm definitely focused onto Tampa Pro next year.
Dope.
2019, because unfortunately, while I was hurt with the knee, I had an email from the street league telling me that since I can't skate, they're gonna have to give my spot to another skater, which I understand.
Right.
But yeah, I feel like since Tampa is kind of the golden ticket to get back in there.
Sure.
Me and Raf was like, yo, if you prepare right, if you skate,
You've already
if
won
you
one
stay
before.
focused-
I was gonna say you won one.
Yeah, I won
Tampa
one.
M.
Yeah. No, I won
Oh, you
Tampa
went Tampa Pro?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you did well in the
Like
Tampa M though
2004?
too.
Yeah,
You got
I think I finished second in Tampa
Okay.
and then I won Tampa Pro. Yeah,
Tampa Pro.
But yeah, he's like, man, what would you think if in those goals we set for you set for yourself, what if we include getting back into street league and winning Tampa Pro, or at least finishing first or second
Sure.
to get back into it? I was like, man,
Let's do it.
that's a great goal right there that we can set for ourselves. So sometime in the morning you don't feel like stretching for 1 hour, you don't feel like doing those 100 push-up in a day. You open your book, you're like, okay, so this is the goal I set for myself, so I'm gonna get this shit done.
It is very hard to do stuff like that. I'm trying to sit here thinking like, what goals am I going to set? I have no idea.
If you set those goals, you're gonna have that energy, man. If you set
You
a
gotta
goal that
focus,
matters
dude.
to you,
Yeah.
it's gonna
Sometimes
push yourself.
people just set goals to set. It's like New Year's resolution, right? What are you going to do in the New Year resolution? Oh, I'm gonna stop doing that. And they never do.
No, it
You know
has
what
to
I mean?
be. It has
Like-
to be goals that comes from here. You know,
Yeah.
Like one goal that you cannot compare to New Year resolution is. Sometimes I wish that my kids would be already born back when I was 15, 16, when I was crushing all those contests in Europe, because they're super into sports and all that. They're super proud of all that. So one thing that motivates me is the joy that I saw my brother's face at the Tony Hawk show. I want to see this look in my kids' eyes when they see me rip.
That's a great goal.
See?
Yeah.
When you have this in your
That's
book
a
in the
great-
morning, that
right.
gives you energy.
Yeah.
You think about how proud your kids are going to be when they see you where you need to be.
And they're already proud though. Dude.
Oh, yeah.
I know, no, I know, but I want more.
Yeah.
I'm not,
Totally, dude. That's
They're your kids. You want them to be,
Yeah,
right.
absolutely, man.
I love
it
it.
matters.
I love it, Bastien, bro. Congratulations on everything,
Thank
dude.
you.
All the success and it's just amazing, dude.
Dude, can I request one trick from you? The bang of the barracks for any time. Caballerial fakie manual.
Oh,
If you could do that one, that's never been done.
Caballerial fakey manny?
Yeah. If you don't, even on like a little curve manual, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, please. That's just I would love to see that.
All right.
Like it happen.
All right.
oh yeah.
Caballerial,
Add a flip in there.
caballerial flip. No, caballerial flip fakie manual.
Oh, you just said
about.
you just said cab. Fake.
I said cab flip.
No, I think you said cab.
All right. Well, never mind. Cab flip fakie manual.
Oh,
That'd be a dope one.
Yeah. Did I say cab?
Nah, you said Caballerial for sure.
yeah.
Caballerial flip. Oh, maybe I just talk fast.
Yeah. Set a goal to slow down.
We'll write down the book. Chris thought he broke his
No, that's a good idea, man. That's a
great
dope
idea.
trick. That's
Yeah.
a dope trick.
Listen, bro, we want to give you some 9 Club stuff to take home with you. Do you drink coffee or
I
tea?
drink coffee. Yeah,
we like to. Kelly, will you go get him some 9 Club like mugs and
What size t-shirt are you?
Large.
large? Yeah, get him some shirts and stuff, dude.
Thanks, man.
Man. Yeah, the goal thing is interesting, because like I was saying, it's very hard to set those goals and,
Yeah,
to
because-
stick by them and to.
Yeah, because you're gonna be like, okay, you're gonna be motivated for like a week and a half to do those daily routine every single day. But you know, definitely one morning you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be like, yo, like it's getting repetitive. I'm kind of over it. And then that's when you need those phrases, those little trigger to give you that energy, you know. And also you need to mix it up, not do every day the same thing. You want to mix it up.
That's a ticket right there.
Yeah. One day, you know, you want to focus on stretching, flexibility, and why not like explosivity, and then the next day you work on your strength and your cardio.
Yeah,
you know, stuff like that. You don't want to repeat the same thing over and over every day because you're gonna get sick of it.
You're gonna get sick of it.
You have to mix it up.
Right.
After dealing with your ACL, and now Paul is going through the same thing. Have you been like helping him like go through it?
Yeah. Especially I was there that day where he got hurt. We were skating together.
Oh, wow.
We were skating together, and trust me, man, when I saw him on the ground holding his knee, I was just praying like, yo, let's please make this not serious. Make this okay. And then he called me the next day or 2 days later, told me what it was. And I knew he got exactly the same injury as I got.
Wow.
And so I told him right away, man, like if you have any questions, any doubts, anything you want to talk about, dude, call me anytime because I'm there. So yeah, I showed him my support and that I was going to be there for him because I wish when I was going through those things that I would have like a homie that I could call and be like, yo, is this normal if my knee's doing this, feeling like that? Yeah. So I told him, hey man, if you have any questions, anything, I'm there for you, man. So yeah, he's letting me know how he's doing, where he's at with the surgery and everything. So yeah, we're definitely in touch on
Paul
that.
is a heavy-minded, he has his eye on something and he goes for it. You know what I mean? I see him on his Instagram, he's in the gym working it.
He's documenting the whole thing too.
And he's documenting it too, which is rad.
Yeah, no, he has that perfect state of mind where like he's not gonna let himself get like distracted.
Right.
To him, it's another fight, it's another mission and another, challenge to accomplish where he can just put this behind him and he's gonna be super proud to go through that and to come back strong, which I have zero doubt he's gonna do.
Oh my God. Yeah, we all know. He's Paul Rodriguez. You know what I mean? Listen, dude, here's a, oh my God, a Switch Flip Manny mug for you,
I got you on it, right?
Every time pour yourself a cup of coffee, you could,
Thanks, my G.
Of course, bro. Here's a large tee and a nice crew neck sweater, 9 Club. All available.
Me up.
Of course,
Thank
dude.
you so much, man.
All available on the 9club.com, huh?
Appreciate it, man.
For sure.
Yes,
dude,
sir.
Bastien, man. Dude, thank you so much for coming by.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're the man, dude. Hey,
Good
continued success with everything that you're doing, dude. I can't wait to see that banging coming out.
Yes, sir.
Do we know when? Maybe a week or two? Or whenever it's done.
Whenever it's done.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll see you down there because we're doing all the Battle of the Barracks stuff too. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Cool.
Oh, you should have been in Battle of the Barracks. No?
I didn't get the invite, man. But at least I can focus on one thing. That, the banging is my main thing. Yes.
Okay. Could have put you on my team. Could have used you. Yeah.
Maybe next year.
I'll still be there next year. Exactly.
Okay.
I'll still be there.
Were you in? You were in Battle of the Barracks before, right?
Yeah, I did it once. Yeah.
You like caballero flip at the end down the stairs. When
The
you were
stairs.
done?
Yeah.
Down the stairs?
You don't remember that?
I don't remember.
You like played and then you like got all psyched and caballero flipped the stairs.
No way.
No,
amazing.
what happened is that like I was skating against Moose and I didn't skate well that day, dude. I lost, and then it takes a little second before they like lift the arm up of the winner and all that.
Yeah.
And so like I was like in my mind I was on tilt, like I was like, fuck, dude, like I lost, like I didn't make it happen. So I'm like cruising around the park and I go up, I go around, and I go towards the set of stairs or whatever, and I just like cap flip the set of stairs.
It was so sick.
Because I was so bummed. I was like, fuck it.
That's amazing.
Dude, I was impressed with Moose's flat ground.
Oh, he's
dude.
got.
He's
Holy
super good.
crap.
Yeah,
like,
no, he's so good, man.
Do you keep up with what's going on out there? I mean, there's so much skating out there. Instagram and YouTube. I mean, there's just a lot. Like,
what's your go-to internet website for skate?
Wow, usually I go either on like the Barracks, Thrasher, and Transworld,
Okay.
But I mean, just through social media, man,
Instagram.
you
You
just
see it all.
see so many skaters you never heard of just killing it, man. Like I see some unbelievable skating from people now.
Could you imagine growing up in this era now, trying to like make it into skateboarding, like
just trying
getting
to
it,
keep up
like,
with it?
It's.
I mean,
it's crazy.
on one side, it's easier than when we were kids.
You think?
Because way. 'Cause
Okay, go ahead.
you can, let's say you got like, you're good on your board, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you live in the middle of nowhere. How are you gonna get people attention on your
That's
abilities? You're not gonna be able. But for sure, it's a lot of information and a lot of tricks that are gonna be mixed with the whole bunch of it. So
Right.
for sure, the expectation and the level is so high that you truly need to be extraordinary to make a difference. But at least you have the opportunity to put it out and to have
Right.
people check it out, which back in the days you had no
Yeah.
opportunity
Yeah.
to do so. So I think it's a great tool.
Okay. Yeah. I just think it's just a lot. I think it's a lot harder with all the, every kid's so good. And it's just like the bar's higher
Yeah, no,
than it ever was.
The progression
you know?
of skateboarding is insane. It's insane.
It's crazy. That's why I sit in a chair now and talk to people. You know what I mean, Bastien? But listen, dude. Hey, dude. Thank you again so much.
My pleasure.
And like I
Thank you
said,
so
dude,
much for
continued
having me, man.
success with everything you got going on and the banging and the hopefully a primitive part and stuff. Like
I'd love that too,
I just
man.
can't wait to see what you come out with next, man. Big
you so much,
fan,
man.
Big fan.
It means a lot.
Cat
Kelly?
flip, Vicky Mini.
Oh yeah, no, dude. Thanks for coming on the show, man. You're
My pleasure. Thanks for having me, Kelly.
You're a living legend, dude, and thank you for all you've done for skateboarding.
Thank you so much. That means so much, man.
Hell yeah, dude.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah.
There it is, man. Bastien, dude. One more.